So what do you call yourself? Welcome to the LaTangela Show. Hey.
Hey, what can I do for you this fine day?
This is your destiny.
Hot, hot, hot. Right now.
Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Kick it.
Come on in and enjoy yourself.
Right now.
We gon' party like no one else. Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the LaTangela Show podcast. You know, it does my heart well to have this time together. And you never know who's going to be in the hot seat or on the tan line. But today, I've officially outdone myself. I have none other than the Coach Miles A Potier. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm very, very surprised and very, very welcome to come here. It's my pleasure and your treasure beyond measure.
I'm grateful that you took time out of your schedule to be here with us today. You have been such a staple in our community for so long with a giving heart and your continued support. Ran into you for the last home game on the yard, Southern University Jaguars taking on TSU. And I said, now listen, everybody else getting these interviews and you hadn't came to talk to me yet. What's the problem, right? And so after I had security talk me off and I'm trying to figure it out, like, Tam, what's the problem? I can't get my interview. Coach Potier said, listen, we don't want any problems. Let's make it happen. And here he is, a man of his word.
I'm really glad to be. I'm elated. I don't know what even to say because to have you do that quickly was a surprise, but a pleasant surprise to me.
Yeah. It's an honor, just to see how much work you've been putting in. That is an act of compassion that has to be deeply rooted. And I have a lot of questions that need answers. Before we even get to fill out these pages in your new book, Adapt, Fill in the Gap, tell me a little bit about your journey. What brought you here to the city of Baton Rouge?
Well, I came here from Little Salt, Park, Louisiana. I came here for education and playing sports. I didn't have a scholarship at the time, so I had a scholarship so I can go to Southern University playing baseball. And I went there, a country boy, didn't know what it was, crossing the street, with a box in my hand and one pair of pants, one pair of shoes, and whatever it was. But my parents told me about hard work, being sincere and committed to what I'm doing, and above all, love and compassion for people.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And those are the standards that you still stand on and you still pass on to others. When you say you came here with basically your talent, your determination, and a dream, what do you say to those today, especially when you see how much accessibility our youth really have, but maybe the dedication, it's a little distracted from time to time. Yeah. What morals would you take from then and ask that we continue to amplify in our day-to-day?
I'd like young people to enjoy the moment, to capture the beauty of their talents in the right way. Their talents are so pervasive in different ways by social media, by the world, and the get-rich scheme. I say, what do you want? What are you here for? Mm-hmm. Why are you here? What are you doing while you're here? And how are you going to get there? And so my idea is to give kids something to grab, tangible to grab to, pun, tangible.
Yeah.
And that grab onto, kids are grabbing the air. So there's nothing but concrete for them to say, this is where I'm going. This is where I want to be, and I got to stay the course.
Who were some of your role models growing up?
Well, number one, my dad and my mom. If I describe myself, my dad was a great work ethic, hard worker, no nonsense guy, and very disciplined person. My mother, compassionate, big heart, and love. And you put two together, that's how it came with me. So those are my role models, but along with my parents and my other siblings and my cousins and all. We was a family. It was a family deal because what? It was a culture that everybody took care of each other. A country boy, everybody, had a place somewhere. You had a place to eat, to sleep, and above all, love and compassion. And you never miss that. We might have the amenities kids have now. We have none of that. We used to share clothing, share this and that. Had to go to school, walking sometime. Kids don't know about that. Work in the fields and then go to school and play sports. So it was very, very, very humbling to me to learn what God gave you, no one can take away from you.
Yeah. And when you start talking about the culture, of togetherness, of building something, of being able to share, being able to enjoy the moment and not let life outer elements begin to tamper the things that we should really focus on. What does that look like?
Well, I think, that we don't sit with our young people and talk at them. We talk at them and say what to them. And it's a small fine line between what I'm saying, what I'm doing to young people. So young people say what I give them something that way they can understand because we just talking aloud like Jeremiah said and saying nothing. And so we have nothing. So my point is to give young people understand what life goes on regardless of what you do. But I'm gonna give you something but to hold on to. I'm gonna listen to you. Not just hear you, I'm going to listen to what you have to say. And you have a lot to say, and we don't even listen because we're so involved in what living through our dreams to our young people in sports, entertainment, instead of what's concrete for our young people like they can hold on to forever and a day.
It's awesome that you even mentioned that, right? When you start talking about listening to what the young people are saying, because they're definitely watching what we are doing, and there is a thin line. And sometimes their patience isn't that of Job because they see instant gratification with all of the things that they have access to now. It doesn't take 6 months of a turnaround, it doesn't take 3 months of a turnaround or a wonder what it's like on the other side of the world. They have it right here in the palm of their hands. So if we can't help them get to the solution, if we can't help them bridge a gap or fill in the gap sooner than later, we lose them. So even with that, how do you tell a child or the youth today that hard work, dedication cannot be trumped by instant gratification or just being able to get in on a trending topic?
Because to young people, it's like playing sports. So some of the life is going to blind you, find you, but going to definitely define who you are. So I tell people, I've been there, done this. I've been blessed, even at my young age, to relate to young people all ages. Because what? I put myself in this shoe, but same token, I draw that line. The line is drawn here. I'm gonna have fun with you, but we don't want to roll like that. Sometimes we try to roll with the young people, and then they don't respect because we're trying to do some things that's not even there. So I'm very transparent with them. They know what life is full of ups and downs, but they're more ups and downs because your talent will take you a place that you never even dreamed.
Yeah.
But we so adamant about doing things for other people instead of to satisfy ourselves. Self gratification is not selfish. It's in a way I can share it, sharing and caring.
My grandfather used to say a long time ago, don't let your gifts and talents take you where your character cannot keep you.
Amen. That's great.
And the older I get and the more situations and the more doors I began to walk through, the more I understood it. You know, your talents, it'll take you certain places, but where's that moral compass? What does that look like? What do these trinkets look like? And are you willing to live with what's on the other side of that trinket in this moment for that decision? Because that decision leads to another decision, and it's just a snowball effect, one way or the other. When you said the lights will find you, blind you, but they're going to define you, what does your character say? And when building strong character as a coach, you decided to stick this through because you've had your time doing X, Y, and Z, and you could have easily said, I'm going to do something different. I don't feel like being bothered. These kids don't listen. We've heard all the things, right? So what is it that made you decide that I'm not going to be one to say, oh, it's a lost cause? I want to be able to continuously give of myself, which is so selfless.
Yeah. But I was really nurtured and cared for at a young age. You know, they taught us about family values.
Right.
Not just talk about it, but be about it. And young people, they can see what's real, what's not. And what I portray to them is real. Like I said before, every young generation that come through, I have a staple with them. You know, as what a difference from a saying to a handshake. If you know the game, they know I got one called Smooth that sit with Southern Layer. I got a certain handshake with certain guys. You know what I'm saying? I say stay the course. I'm that guy, just built different.
Yeah.
So I got them hanging to my little sayings in my book. You know, I say it's all about what being real with young people.
Yeah.
And me, because I came up, you know, with hardship, I said, you know what? I was nurtured and I was cared for. So I can help and reach down to other young people. And even grown folks. But parents are getting younger and younger today.
They are.
Younger and younger. So you have a 35-year-old grandparent, which was unheard of when I was coming up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I teach kids about what, man, you gotta have that trust factor. If I don't trust you, then what? I'm done. So we lost the trust factor.
Let's talk about this village situation, right? Because, you know, we have a lot of these beautiful buildings, and we'll call them churches. A lot of I said what I said. And my grandfather was a pastor, so I know the difference of a pretty building and a church home, a pastor or a pulpit, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so when people come outside of those walls, is the messaging the same? Are we taught that the church is still a part of our village? Are we taught that, you know, the church members is still like a church home? And when we're sending our babies, our youth, to different schools in different areas, we'll tell them about different things, but are we making sure that they're nurtured in the sense of finding a church home that we feel will nurture them the way that we would at home?
And we don't. That's a great point you brought there because I hate to say it, but it's indictment on the church because we've not made a change. There's nothing that's we're not changing. We don't have a facelift. We have abandoned building in North Baton Rouge that's just empty. It's all outdoors. We allow certain things coming out of our communities that's not even helping our communities. Yes. And so now we go around and preaching and teaching, but it's not reaching.
Yeah. And I see
Preaching.
so many other people pushing their initiatives. And I feel like the messaging of the church is always muffled. I feel like it's always pushed to a back burner. It's always questioned. It's never defended in the word. You know, it's like the church is running off of emotions versus running off of something that's going to build the substance of what our parents raised us on or our grandparents raised us on.
And give it a shout out, attend Living Faith, Christian Center, and Pastor Bishop Johnson has a great leadership in terms of what he's doing with just what you're saying, reaching out, not just talking about reaching out and what to our young people because it's like a team, it's like a form club. Our kids like a form club for life because if we don't go there when we gone, who's gonna take the mantle?
Yeah.
Or where?
Yeah.
So we just moving in a direction what going nowhere because someone say what end of the road we going a place what is an end. And not a beginning. So my take to young people is that what stay the course. Gotta have that right mindset.
Yeah.
Can be like character. But what you can't every whim. You can't be telling lies about what just emotion, what and hyping all this music, blah blah blah. Then when it fizzles out, when the dust clears, there's no one near.
Yeah. And especially for the youth, when they fall in those hard times and they may not be able to go to a guidance counselor, they may not be able to go home, they may not be able to go to a family member that's not here, but that church home has always serviced as somebody that could be a buffer for that scholarship, a buffer for that meal, a buffer for an answer, or even some type of comfort. And when you start talking about building character, that's one of the things that we can't sway from. I was going through some of the chapters in your book and the breakdown of adapt. I need you to break that down for me.
Well, adapt. I call it filling the gap. In life, there's always a gap to be filled. A for what? Adjustment and attitude and achievement, all that good stuff here. The D for what? For discipline. You
have to cuss at me like that. Discipline is a cuss word these days.
And A is accountability.
See, there you go.
And P is for progress.
Okay.
And that big T word is for trust. You either trust or you bite the dust. So once again, repeat myself again. Once you lose that trust factor in anybody or any situation, then what you've done because now your word's no good to me because you said this, but you're saying this, but you're doing that. And I tell people when I'm trampling up, you know what? At my age, I'm still fallible to make mistakes. So I say I don't sugarcoat and say, you know what? Hey man, I've been there, done that. Because I've done it, I mean, you do it is correct. So I teach them about by doing things so when I do something with kids, even when I work out with the young people, so you might be faster and stronger, you want to last longer. Because what I teach them about being endurance. Because a gap, I tell you, no matter what age, it's always something to feel. You never stop feeling gaps until you die.
Right.
It's always something. So I tell young people all the time, my big quote, stay the course. Life, the small thing matters. Small thing matters.
It indeed. But when you start talking about discipline, let's go ahead and sound it out. Because in all factors of life, I don't care if you're young, if you're seasoned, that discipline word. Go ahead, Coach. I'm listening. And you only get 30 seconds on this because I don't want you preaching to me about no discipline all day. Go ahead now.
Is it what? What you're supposed to do it, when you're supposed to do it, and how you're supposed to do it.
Okay.
That's called integrity. That's nobody initiative. I do it because what? I'm the right thing to do.
Right.
Period. There's no ulterior motives. It's do it because it's the right thing to do. Not what I want to do. Not what LaTangela want to do. Is what we're supposed to do. Because sometimes we do things for glam and all that for people to accept us. Then at the end of the day is they don't like you anyway. So I tell people, I love you enough for you to hate me. My favorite line is I say, I love you enough for you to hate me. Your success means more to me than what you feel about me. Because I'm gonna last. My voice from the past. I tell them all the time.
I love that. And when you start talking about that discipline and people taking that into every aspect of their lives, you can't say that without sacrifice, because on the other side of discipline, something has got to die in order for something to live. You got to give up something in order to get something. So talk to me a little bit about the sacrifice and making sure that we're making the right sacrifices. So how do we know that we're not just sacrificing something to say that we're doing, but it is the sacrifice that, like, how do you know that?
When you set a goal, whether it be in athletics, academics, or just in corporate America, when you set a goal, I mean what? You got to sacrifice moments of pleasure. I mean what? Things you want to go to a party, whatever. Here, not tonight. I'm on a mission here. And what for lifetime treasure, you can't measure what success when you're talking when it's real. I mean what? When I do something, what success is your success. That's what I mean. Not just for me. When I have, you have. That's what I mean. What sacrificing? Times of what? Your time that you do certain things that you don't want to do. So what? I take time to make time. I tell
Yeah.
you what time. Sometimes you're going fast and going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
my point is what? It's just take time to what? To make time. And I tell you all the time, you got to enjoy the moments. Because life is like the wind. Whoosh, just go past right by you. You can't. There's no rewind. There's no rewind.
No
No
do-overs.
do-overs. You know what I'm saying? So I challenge myself every day what to reinvent myself every day. To top them out. Wait a minute, back up. Sometimes the best answer is no answer. You're solace in your absence with your solace in your what and your absence is see more than any words can say.
Mm.
It's one of my books. Say let my presence be used by my absence. Tangela was there, but when she was there, I didn't utilize what she had. Now she's going, where Tangela? She was there all the time. So you never captured the moment because what it was already there. So we pass up things already there, and then we look at it as a big picture. What is a small thing right in front of you, right in front of you,
That's deep.
right in front of you.
That's deep,
Right in
Coach.
front of you. And
I think that just hit
yeah,
different.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that
And
indeed.
one of which I call it's called the grind. And the acronym for the grind is what you got to get up. You got to get up to go up. What's the R for resilient? Got to be resilient.
Yeah.
And ego what initiate. I don't have to wait for somebody to tell me to do something that needs to be done. And I gotta navigate. I gotta go through this maze called life. Then D my big word. Be disciplined up what to do the other three.
To do the other three all over again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I love it. You got to get up. Got to be resilient.
Yeah. Got to initiate.
You got to initiate.
You know,
it.
if it's on the floor, I'm gonna pick it up. I didn't put it. It doesn't matter. I pick it up. It's that I got to pick it up. It's an
Right.
opening. You know.
Right.
Then navigation, and that's the thing. But young people not there. They know how to navigate through life without you know, you getting setback. Then what? Then they drop the ball. They quit school. They quit this. They quit that because what? It's not going their way. They've got the fast track. The fast track not the way to go. Fast track will make you get back. You know what I'm saying? So to young people, what? Sometimes the grind is not bad because what? When you grind it, you're gonna find it.
Yeah.
You're gonna find it.
You know, and then it's not a mindset that people typically would just wake up and
No.
just instantly get on track with that. So tell us some of those key pointers, even for that person who say, you know what, I tried it, it didn't work. I thought about trying it again, but why? You know, how to get in that good mindset to be in a good space to try it.
What I do with them, I sit down and I listen first to see what we talk about. I look in their eyes. I said, be real, talk to me here. Let's talk. And I say, what I've been there, done that with less than you have now. So I say, what you gonna do with it? I say, the Bible says, what the gifts to make room for you. What are your gifts? Is it gonna lift or it's gonna drift? So I tell them. So I get them to talk to me more than I talk to them. And I put even at my young age, I could be some kid's great grandfather, but because God had given me that gift of what communication on their level, we're not coming down to their level. See, we don't roll like that, but we can roll together, but we don't roll outside the parameters that we have here.
Right.
So I teach them what there's something else to be had. I told God the other day, he was saying, man, put that to win a championship because you've been around me. I'm not to be a champion within myself. That's a reward right there. But when I say as a young black man, you taught me how to be a young black man, and I mean these guys long past their playing days, even to the present, and that's my gift. But you can say what I brought them to the table that they can what eat, you know, and not just what look at and have a dessert to go with it.
Yeah. And we're living in some very exhausting times where people are teaching us to be more angry than anything. You know, like we're not asking questions to gain a greater level of understanding. If it's something that we're taught not to like, we just don't like it. We're not thinking for ourselves. We're not doing the research for ourselves. We're not being disciplined enough to make sure that we're staying a course to where our character isn't questioned, even if our words aren't heard, seen, or come out in the fashion that they think they should. How do you teach us as a student of life how to endure and how to execute?
Well, here's what I tell young people all the time. When it comes of a challenge all the time, you can't confront it with violence or whatever. You got to what? Some people know how to communicate and talk to each other about what do you don't like? What's wrong? Why are you angry with me? So we don't have that dialogue of saying what makes you tick? What is wrong? So I don't confront a confrontation with a confrontation. My mother taught me about how to smooth, how to be what, how to resolve or some smooth about the situation by what, just being calm and saying what you have to say. So tell me what it that's not being done that you need to get done. See, sometimes we tell kids, don't do this, don't do that. Okay, what now, coach? What do I do now?
Yeah.
So I give them tangible to grab, say, this is what you do here. And so that's why I can reach them because I listen, but also give them something to grab onto. We just talk, but we don't walk. So now kids say what? So we see me, I see kids now when they see me, even other sport young women. I say, champions don't walk. Champions always moving. So when they see me, Coach, champions don't walk. So I encourage them. Champions always go out, find something to do.
Yeah.
When you're on the field of play or even in life, you find something to do. Because what? I'm always reinventing yourself to get better.
Yeah.
Not only that for myself, what? The next person, the next generation, like a relay, pass the baton.
Yeah.
So I want to pass the baton. You understand what? I'm here no matter what. But at the end of the day, what? The buck stops here. Right is right, wrong is wrong. There's no deviation. There's no confusion. It is what it is.
It's got to be a moral compass somewhere in there. Right is right and wrong is wrong.
And I tell you what, I'll be wrong. I'll still be wrong. So when we start being transparent with young people that we have fallacies too, and that we not and miss two good shoes, that we do all the blah blah blah. Like I said about the church, we got to give them something that, you know what, man, this is real here. So now what the world does, hey, you get a pair of shoes, the world get a pair of shoes. I said, how can you feed a man, like I said, about who's and he's hungry? How you gonna feed him with word and he's hungry? His stomach growling.
Right. His stomach is growling and you sitting here telling him all to feel good, giving him the recipe for a chocolate cake.
Praise the Lord, hallelujah. Even the Lord had 132 deals in his lifetime here. Jesus did. On the 10 on the 32 10 was inside the church. The other 120 was outside the church because what? The highways and byways.
Yeah.
You know, like the Good Samaritan. Your piece of paper pass by. Oh, no, I'm so holding now, but your brother is hurting. And what are you doing to help your brother? I ain't talking about preach to them. What are you doing to help?
Yeah.
When am I doing something that they can grab onto, that they know what I'm there, not just what to talk, what to listen as well, and what put myself in your shoe. You know what I'm saying? My daughter was in Aspen several years ago, and was in the room, the ICU. The young lady had some of the same situation. She said, "Miles, it's funny. When things happen, it's a big rush. Everybody come here. What can I do? Let me know anything I can do to help. Please let me know. I need $1,000. Shut up in a minute." So she said, when the dust clears, you find what? Who's here?
Mm-hmm.
And who's not? Because
Yeah.
everybody rushes to what? To the now thing, what's happening, a fight, whatever it is. They rush to you. Everybody want to know what's going on. But when the dust clears,
When the dust clears.
who's still near?
Right.
Who's still there? So that's why I preach them that they know I'm there, and I don't compromise with them. Yes, I understand what they're saying, and I listen to what they're saying. But at the same token, there's no deviation. This is what you got to do. To get there, to get a point A to point B, you got to get there.
And a lot of that comes from building relationships too. So when you talk about having longevity in a career, longevity in just knowing people and building that trust, talk to us about the importance of having good relationships.
Well, that's a great point. You're in my ballpark now. How can I ask Tangela for $100 if we don't know each other? Once I build a relationship with you in terms of what being a friend to you, not a friend with you all the time, but a friend to you. So now what? Everything is a byproduct of a relationship.
Right.
Because you can't ask for something that you never had no part of. Input, output, but nothing in, nothing out.
Yeah.
So once I pour myself into you, then you can pour something back to me. So we kind of help each other out. Then we can pass the baton again. It's a relay. Life is a relay.
It is.
It's a relay. Who's gonna have the anchor? We're the anchor. I'm the anchor man.
Well, you were writing this book and you were going through different chapters, different scenarios, and different highlights for you. What was the one thing that you really wanted all of the listeners, all of the viewers to walk away with when they read through the book, Adapt, Fill in the Gap?
I want them to understand just what the acronym says. You got to want to achieve something in life. You know what I'm saying? You got to be disciplined. You know what? Whatever it's gonna take, I'm gonna get there. Whatever by any means necessary within what the rules of life. And then above all, I want to be accountable to myself, not to anybody else, because everybody have different expectations of you, of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
What do I expect of myself? That's more important.
Right.
What God expects of me, that's more important. And then I got to be able to go in and then and prove to myself what I can get that done. Besides the obstacle, it's like anything you run. There's always I'm a road grader. I have bumps in the road, but I'm like a road grader. I'm gonna roll over it, man. That's you got to have that. And too many kids, they hit a bump in the road, then they stop. Then they say, well, the world dealt them a bad hand. So I teach them all the time stay the course.
Stay the
Small
course.
things matter no matter what. You got to understand there's always somebody there on your side. And that's me. I say, God is first, you don't thirst. Then I'm right behind. So I tell people I'm for you, I'm not against you. But same token, when the buck stops here, that trust factor, that accountability. And above all, you got to self-check.
Yeah.
I say, if I can manage anybody, any course or in sports, I gotta know how to manage myself first.
Yeah, that's true.
Self-management is what we said earlier. People can't reflect the mirror and say, what? Hold it, Potier. What are you doing? Wait a minute. Before you talk to LaTangela, what are you doing?
Hey, listen.
What are you doing? Then what? Then you flip the script. the flip on script.
Yeah,
You're
gotta
gonna
adapt.
adapt to it, fill in the gap. So
And I'm loving this because they adapt words of wisdom for the game of life. It's better than a stocking stuffer. This is something that you can read at the office, you can read at home, you can read during travel, but you need to read it year round. You were never meant to settle for average. You were born to aim higher, then break it. So this isn't just a book, it's a challenge. Here you'll get a lot of reflective moments. You'll get a lot of those reinforcements, but it is definitely a mindset shift, a call to rise above excuses, fears, and limits. Whether you're in the game of sports, business, or everyday life, adapt equips you with the gift, the grit, the focus, and wisdom to win in every arena. Now, inside these pages, you'll learn a lot, and you'll get a lot of those great reminders that he talked about today. Adapt, achievement, aim higher, set the bar, then break it. Discipline, stay sharp, stay hungry, stay relentless. Accountability, big word. Own your wins, own your losses, own your journey. And progress, keep climbing, keep swinging, keep moving. And last but definitely not least, trust. Believe beyond what you can see. Bet on yourself, bet on the process. You know, Coach, I want you to think of this as an extension of your office. So whenever you have anything going on, you know where to find me. If you don't find me here, you find me on the yard, you just pick up the phone. It's just one button away.
I appreciate that. One last thing here. In my book, my end results to teach you about entrepreneurship.
Yes.
How to create your own identity, your own stature, your own principles, what you believe in. So what we make everybody money but ourselves. And not just for the money, what we create what Bible says what leave what inherit what your children, your children's children. So by doing that, we have too many talents to give it to everybody else.
Yes.
Everybody make money on fads, music, whatever genre it is, whatever the fad. We create all the so-called fads, and we own nothing. We don't know that. So everybody, we feed into everybody financially, for our heart, music, whatever it is, and we jumping, blah blah blah. Now what do we have? They don't give anything back to us. Anything back to anyone of our community that is in desperate need of help. Not only financially, but in terms of what support from the heart.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's deep. Now, listen, go ahead and get your copy of Adapt today. Coach Potier, you're the real MVP, and don't you dare let them tell you different. I know you have more work to do, so I'm going to let you chase the sun or let the sun chase you. But either way, get after it. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
I want to thank you so very much for not only the time you gave me to talk about my book, but to talk about what life is well and how we can get together and to what be one for all and all for one and get the job done.
That's right.